am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This, today, is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka YouTube's greatest fat man, aka the Loot Box Hero, bringing you another video. Okay, so Star Wars Celebration just happened, it's interesting times to be a Star Wars fan. So we're gonna talk about that. Of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/rsmario128. Like my video, tweet, share the video, tweet, and I will shout you out at the end of the video. As well as check out my main channel, RS Mario, which is where I do coverage on Nintendo and anime. I also have a news show that I do over there every week. I should be dropping that episode tomorrow. Knock on wood, because every time I say that, something happens and it doesn't get dropped on that day. I just did a big preview of the seasonal anime for this season, so the spring season. I just did that as well. You can check that out on the main channel. Let's talk about some Star Wars. All right, so Star Wars Celebration was today, and if you don't know what Star Wars Celebration is, essentially it is like kind of a big convention, a celebration, as it were, for Star Wars. And usually they drop some announcements there as well for the future of Star Wars. It's like Star Wars version of E3. Let's say that much. And so they dropped some pretty big announcements. So they basically announced that, you know, they dropped the trailer for Ahsoka, which is why I got the headset on, because I'm going to have to go and react to it. Because I haven't even finished all the other trailer reactions that I have to upload. Just throw a couple more on there. You know, it's okay. It's fine. You know, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to see my family. It's fine. I just love editing. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. So, Ahsoka trailer dropped. They also talked about some stuff with the new episode of Mandalorian. They dropped a teaser for Andor Season 2. They talked about the Acolyte, which is I believe the Acolyte takes place in the High Republic. I think. I know it takes place like 50 years before the Clone Wars. So I think it's during the High Republic. And they say that the Acolyte is Frozen meets Kill Bill.
What?
Like that was what they said. That was what they said on Twitter. Frozen. That's what Leslie Headland, the producer, I believe she's a director behind the show, said it was Frozen meets Kill Bill. And I'm like, I haven't watched Frozen in a while, so I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Okay, though. But the big thing they announced is they announced 3 new Star Wars movies. So the first one is one that everybody will be excited about. It's Dave Filoni, and he is doing a kind of like a big team up movie for his Mandoverse. So if you don't know, Dave Filoni is the guy behind the Clone Wars cartoon series. The second one, not the Teratosky one. That was the first one. The second Clone Wars series was all Dave Filoni, and since then he's been like kind of like a hidden gem over there at Lucasfilms, and so they're giving him a big movie that is gonna kind of be a bookend to his Mandoverse, which is all of the Disney Plus shows, with the exception of like, I don't know, Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Ahsoka, the Book of Boba Fett, the Mando show, all those shows are going to get bookended by this movie that he's going to do. So I'm pretty excited for that. I wonder what they're going to do with Mando. Like, is he going to die? Because, I mean, I can tell you one thing, and I was going to save this for an eventual Mando review if I ever get around to, you know, reactivating Disney Plus and watching it. I don't think Pedro Pascal likes this character anymore. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think Pedro really likes being Din Djarin. I don't think he likes being in the helmet and the suit. I think he wants to do some acting with his face, You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wants to do the character anymore. So I would not be surprised if this is his last hurrah as Din Djarin. Din Djarin. So the second movie they announced is a bit more questionable. It's a extreme prequel movie. It takes place like 25 like 1,000 years in the past or whatever, and it's Dawn of the Jedi. So it's based probably very loosely off the Dawn of the Jedi book from the extended universe, which talks about the beginning of the Jedi, the first Jedi, and how the Force kind of came to be. And the reason why I think this movie is questionable is not because of James Mangold, who's doing the movie, who I think that's actually pretty good. And, you know, he's the one auteur film director I think can really pull off a genre movie. You know what I'm saying? But I never like revealing the beginnings of the magic. I never like revealing the source of the magic. Whenever people do stuff like that, it reminds me of Legend of Korra. When they did the whole, oh, look, the bender powers came from these two spirit beings, and one was good and one was evil. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like Bible allegories, but this show, like Legend of Korra and just, you know, Avatar in general, is this big celebration of like this Asian, you know, ish heritage. And then we've got this Judeo-Christian mythos that's the beginning of it all. And I'm like, wow, that's bit of a mismatch, but okay. I don't know if they're gonna go with that, but he did say this is gonna be kind of like a movie of like biblical proportions as far as like how they used to do Bible movies in Hollywood. So that's kind of interesting. Hopefully that's not bad. And then we have the movie that will save Star Wars. You've probably already seen it on Twitter. You've probably already basked in the glory of this announcement. This movie is gonna bring the community back together. You know what I'm saying? This movie is gonna be the biggest thing since that Kardashian lady gave the Pepsi to that cop that one time that brought everybody together. Daisy Ridley is coming back for another Star Wars movie.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
And it's going to be a new Jedi Order. So it's going to be like a new part of the timeline. You know what I'm saying? And Kathleen Kennedy came out and basically announced this. And yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is still at Lucasfilms, which that kind of puts a tint on all the stuff, you know, because I mean, as long as she's kind of been there, or at least she's been heading it, you know, it's just hasn't really panned out. Like everything after like the Force Awakens is kind of been a downward projection. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm actually happy that Daisy Ridley gets another chance. Hopefully with a better writer or somebody that's you know wants to actually write a good story. She'll be able to, you know, because I think Rey is an interesting character when she's doing, you know, when they're doing right with the character. You know what I'm saying? Like Rian Johnson came in and took a dump on the franchise and just kind of burnt everything with it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? I think this time maybe she'll you know, she'll get a better shake. You know what I'm saying, with this whole thing. Now, of course, the director for this movie does not encourage a great deal of faith. I believe the director is Sharmeen Obid Chinoy. So basically, and her Wikipedia literally says she is a Canadian journalist, filmmaker, and activist known for her work in films that highlight inequality for women. Which, yeah, that really screams, give her a Star Wars movie, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? And then you look at her filmography, and, you know what I'm saying, I don't really see anything here that really says, yeah, this person definitely has the chops for writing a, you know, a high fantasy, sci-fi, space opera. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, just looking at her filmography, I don't see anything that says that she has the chops for that. Now, again, I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her as a person. I'm not coming at her as a person. just on a professional level, I don't really think she's the right one for this spot. But I don't know. I've been proven wrong before, so maybe she'll do good. The only thing that really, the only genre thing she's really done outside of like, there's an animated movie, like a Pakistani animation, which is like Three Badr, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is a Pakistani animation that she does. And then there's of course Miss Marvel, which that was a rousing success. So yeah, go ahead and give her a multi-$100 million Star Wars movie, you know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty interesting though. I'm really thinking about doing a movie. I've been doing a video of like things that they should do to fix Star Wars. If you would like to see that, drop that in the comments down below. But that's pretty much all we got from Star Wars Celebration. Are you excited? I am tacitly excited. All right, cautiously optimistic about this. You know, the Dave Filoni project sounds like it's going to be cool. The James Mangold project sounds like it's definitely going to be interesting. You know, the new Jedi Order. I mean, I've been asking for years for a Luke Jedi Academy show. You know, I said this is probably the closest thing we're ever going to get to that. So, should be pretty interesting. So, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, have yourself a good one, and may the force be with you.